down, Jerry. Phone. Can you put your phone away during class, please? That would be great. So these slides, you'll probably recognize them from the TCT show if you were there or saw that. But at that point in time, I only had like 10-15 minutes, and so we're going to like turn the nerd factor up to 11, get into the details. It's going to get really nitty-gritty. I hope you were prepared for that. It'll be great. So, I have one down here. Bits of it don't normally fall in production, just during display. So, think about how we're going to go through all of this. First, I'd like to kind of talk about design objectives and where we are, where this product exists and sits within the industry. So, not actually that tall, that's better. Okay, cool. Extruders, particularly with modern tool drive extruders, have plenty of performance for what we need, and so do hot ends. And so we kind of sat down and focused and thought about what do we need to do to take extrusion to the next level, what problems remain unsolved. So really user-centric design is a big part of this, making extruders not suck to use, because a lot of the time extruders suck, including ones that we've designed in the past. You try and take it apart and you have to filament ties everything together, designing mounts and things like that. Those were the kind of usability factors that we really wanted to approach. The other half is that these kind of advanced extruders cost a great deal of money. Usually over £100, $100, just for the filament driving part. So we need to bring down costs, increase usability, and find kind of new, novel ways to boost performance. Just getting more grip isn't going to do it, because we've got more grip than we need. We need to find other ways to analyze the error that's being introduced in extrusion and find ways to minimize that. So we have brought to the most obvious and biggest change from Aero to Hermes. It's that it's running dual drive. And so we're running fully hardened martensitic 400 series stainless. It's a very high carbon content stainless that's fairly corrosion resistant. What that allows us to do is a couple of things. One, you can print your carbon fiber reinforced materials all day long. The next is that you don't need lubrication on these gears. So we've rated these gears to run without lubrication. There are two reasons for that. One is that if you have to add lube, that's another job you have to do, or something for the user to forget. The other part is that extruders generate debris, and debris likes to stick to lubricant, and you get this nice lube debris cake build up in your extruder. If we can run the whole system completely dry and devoid of lubrication, then you can basically clean it out with an air duster with a quick squirt, and everything's good and clean. So these gears have run thousands and thousands of, we actually did one unit of energy, so the number of tracks and the amount of filament. We have this thing called a death rig, and just you plug an extruder into it, you put filament on the top, and it extrudes really hard, it retracts really hard, it extrudes really hard, it retracts really hard. It does that for 8 weeks solid. And you can kind of count the number of benches and the amount of material that's gone through. And these things hold up like a trooper. So very proud of those. Took a long time to get the material science right on these, because we went through coatings and case hardening. So next thing that makes these gears really unique is on most hot drive gears, the way the filament grip portion is cut is by taking something like a tap, a thread cutting tool, and you spin the thread cutting tool and you bring the thing that you want to hob into contact with it and let it freewheel around. That produces, if you use an ISO M, say 3 thread, that produces like a sawtooth isometric tooth profile, like that. That grips very well, but at the root of the tooth, where the kind of gap, the valley in between, you've got a sharp kind of constriction, and filament packs in that. We've all kind of experienced it. The filament will build up, and because you've got a wedge shape, the material wedges further and further in. So on ours, instead of using a tap to cut all the teeth and spin around at once, we my demo turning part, we have the part in a multi-axis lathe mill thing, and then we come along with a custom tool that looks like what we call a wood rough cutter. It kind of looks like a Dremel tool. You've got a shaft, and then you've got a disc with a rounded edge. You come in and you cut one, and then you index, and then you cut one, and you index, and you cut one, with a custom carbide cutter. And that means that you can produce a tooth where the root of the profile is curved, and that curvature really prevents material from building up and wedging into that crevasse. And so when we're talking about that kind of self-cleaning aspect, the lack of lubrication, this again is another way in which we can clean the extruder by just blasting in air. Things are not all stuck and caked together. The next thing is that the formation of the teeth is much more reliable and consistent, so you don't get variations in steps per millimeter from gear to gear, because each tooth is cut by a defined carbide cutter. You know exactly what tooth profile you're producing. It's more like cutting a gear than kind of just mashing the edge with a spiky thing. So yeah, we're really proud of those, and the materials are they're quite something. We get lots of grip, no lubrication or maintenance. One particularly cool thing was, on the idle side of the system, where you have the driven idler, instead of going for a roller bearing, which is vulnerable again to contamination getting in there, messing things up, it may require or should have some lubrication. We actually are surprised because the guys ran the numbers and came back to me and were like, we can get an Eiger's bushing to do this. Initially skeptical, but the Eiger's bushing held up in testing thousands of hours. Really nice bit of kit, because super resilient for contamination, debris that you build up, requires no lubrication, requires no maintenance. It's got a slimmer overall profile than a roller bearing or something like that. So the whole system just becomes more compact, smaller, lighter weight, etc. You get to shave off a few millimeters of that. So we're really happy with the Eiger's protection. Some gear torn. So yeah, we tried a whole bunch of things. There were like surface treatments, case hardening. It's kind of about getting that balance of machinability, because the easy solution is just like, let's make these out of 440C steel, which is fantastic material, but it sucks to cut. And we have to make tens of thousands of these. We got about 18,000 on the way. So it took us a very long time to qualify the material, because these days we can't just throw things on the market and hope they stick. People can expect things to work, and then there's a lot of broken products in the wild getting in trouble. So the material takes a very long time to qualify, because it has to go on the death rig for 6 weeks, and when it's 10,000 benches, and we confirm good. But these are absolute troopies, and they're going well. We cut these gears on the same kind of machinery that they make Swiss watches with. Really nice layers, producing really nice gears. Quite expensive, but happy about these. Really happy about them. So after dual drive, the next most influential factor on the performance of HERMES is really kind of, maybe I have it in the next slide. Yeah, here. Is the distance between where the filament is driven and where the filament melts. And in HERMES, it's really short. It's about like 12 millimeters from where the holes are gripping the filament to where it's actually in the transition zone and turning into a fluid. So if everyone understands that a Bowden system is springy and lashy and introduces hysteresis, but if we think about it, that problem exists in all extruders, and it's just a matter of how long, or what is the Hooke's constant of your spring, how stiff is your connection between when you push on the filament and where it melts. With a Bowden system, it's very long, and you have this huge floppy piece of filament. But in in a direct drive extruder, you still have distance between the two, and so your filament still behaves as a spring. Everything is a spring. It just depends on how hard you push it. So by reducing that distance there, you dramatically increase the stiffness and control authority that you have over when you push on the material and when it exits out of the nozzle, because there's no kind of hysteresis, deformation, or delay. When you push, you receive flow. When you cease pushing, you cease to get flow. This also really helps with kind of retraction and oozing, because when you're retracting, you're effectively unwinding that spring that you've created. And if your spring isn't compressing as much, you have less to unwind. So you're going to have much more effective retraction. And this goes for kind of everything, whether it's a rigid material or a soft material. Everything behaves as a spring, it just depends on the consequence. So having this filament path so damn short. Well, in fact, we had an intern called Dan, and he'd never printed much before, and we kind of set him down, just run some prints on the Hermes, and then later on we'll go into flexibles and we'll try and see how it performs in flexibles. And so he runs his PLA benching, and then he's a bit of a noob and doesn't understand the trickiness of printing flexibles, so just unloads the PLA and loads in the flexible material and presses go without changing any settings. And lo and behold, it still just prints anyway. And he brought them back completely unaware of the significance of what had just happened. Like, oh yeah, I printed both of these with the same piece of G code, and the whole engineering office turns around like, what? And so yeah, it's really cool. So you see these. It says make torture test find positive feature. Make torture test find positive features. We call it better spikes. So it's a really challenging print for retraction, and if you're printing layers or features that never decrease in volume in rapid succession. So it's that kind of death knell of retraction with very small amounts of extrusion. And on the left we have PLA, and on the right we have TPU. I'm sure anyone who's printed a lot of flexibles will realize the significance of what that bed of spikes in TPU means in terms of flow control. Yeah, it's really dramatic. So we not just gain control, but the ability to push really quite hard on these filaments, because kind of, in a later slide we go into this, but there's nowhere really for the filament to go other than down the bottom. Either you go down or it will bust, everything breaks. So there are not many options for the TPU to disagree with what you've decided to do with it. Let's see. So now flip through and see if we've got. No, I don't think I have that picture. So I'll explain it with my hands. The drive wheels have the scalloping where the filament rests. Yeah. And so you've got two of them like this when they're coming down. And in the case of Hermes, the heat brake actually screws right up into here. It's so tightly tolerant that when the heat brake is screwed in, you can't actually remove the drive wheels because they interfere here. When the heat brake is fully screwed in, there's only 100 microns of clearance between the teeth as they process downwards and the edge of the heat brake. So the material is being directly transferred from the teeth into the heat brake. There is nowhere for the filament to go. There's just this tiny 100 micron clearance gap around the outside. It's pretty cool, and the tolerance stack kind of blows my mind that we can pull that off. But Swiss layers. Fantastic. So yeah, the material's fed directly into the heat brake. There's no into a guide and then into a PTFE tube and then transition from the heat sink into. There's nothing for it to catch up. It just goes from the teeth into the heat brake and then it melts. That's the whole deal. How it should be, and it works very, very well. So zooming out on the kind of technical side, Hermes is a single, fully integrated system. When you buy it, it comes with a hot end and a motor, and it's a really, in terms of packaging, it's very tightly optimized for volume, particularly XY volume, because that's the kind of important XY volume. XY kind of space that you take up, because that's kind of what's precious to us on our characters. I wish this motor would stop spinning around. It's kind of beautiful, but also annoying. Here we go. It's almost like a planets. So we started with a NEMA 17 motor, and then kind of discovered and decided that we could get rid of the end caps that are normally on the NEMA 17 motor and replace them with something more useful to us. If you have the volume, you can die cast and machine these things. You have to buy a lot of tooling. It's tens of thousands in tooling just to mold these parts. But if you can justify the volume, you can make your own end caps for these motors. That allowed us to do two really cool things that no one's ever really done before. So number one is I have a laser pointer. These little features here are basically T-slots, and they are sized to accept an M3 square nut. So because of the way these are molded and machined, we couldn't like drill and tap a hole in the side of them, but what we could do is give you a space to slot in an M3 square nut, and that means that, oh sorry, laser someone in the face, my bad. That means that these four basically turn into M3 female holes, and so you can very easily and very quickly and very rigidly mount this to kind of any planar surface without much ado. The other thing that this has that other motors don't have is these sides here are machined flat, and so it's kind of easy to see on these up close. But we come on, there's a million cutter that profiles these off, but what you end up with is a completely flat planar surface here, so that you can bolt that hard up against some kind of feature, whereas on a normal NEMA 17 you end up with draft angles and things like that. It's really not nice, but these bolt up against that. Once you've bolted this to, say, your printer side, and you can choose either side, you can obviously bolt that side to the printer or that side to the printer. What you're left with on the other side is 4 more holes. That's really neat, because then you can, we're calling it, it needs a better name, but it's like the HERMES backpack. It's a mounting point for you to easily attach things like fans and leveling probes and stuff like that. That can quickly and easily detach and unattach, and it's kind of like some standard pattern for going on. So let's say you want to change from a V6 to a Volcano, you just kind of pop off the backpack, put on a longer fan duct, and that's kind of the idea. So it just gives you, it's a really nice opportunistic space for you to put on the extra things that extruder head needs to have. So that's feature number one. The next part is that normally with an extruder, you would make the body for your extruder, you bolt it on the front of your NEMA 17, and then you have some kind of lid that went on the top, and all your gubbins and guff. Engineering happens on the inside, and then the film goes through. That, in our case, what we managed to do is make the body of the extruder, the kind of rear half of the clamshell, and the front half of the motor's clamshell one thing. So, laser. This bearing pocket, these threaded holes, and everything, those are the features that we needed to have in our housing to support our gearbox and the engineering that happens. So it meant that we could get rid of or basically combine two parts into one, so saving space and weight. So it's really, really neat. You've all probably noticed the rather distinctive heatsink on HERMES. That's not just industrial design, it actually exists like that for a reason. And most of you have probably seen fans on graphics processors, and you have these fins that go off in a tangential direction. The reason for that is that when air comes out of a fan, it's kind of in this expanding helical cone of direction. So if you have a fan like this, the air is kind of coming off like that all around, kind of helical cone. So if you put your fin, in the way of that flow, you can get, that's a nice noise. I hope that noise continues. It's really adding to the ambiance of the presentation. Do you like that noise, John? It's a good noise. Absolutely perfect. Anyway, if you put a fin that is in the way of the airflow, it's obviously going to give much more resistance. So if you can figure out how the air is flowing and then put up fins parallel to that, you're going to get much more efficient airflow over your fins. So that's that. That's why the fins are doing this fancy weird flicky out the side thing, but it still doesn't explain what's going on here and why we don't have the flicky bits over here. This kind of thing here is a wall or a dam. So if we imagine the fans going in here, air is going to flick out that way, it's going to flick out there, up there, up there, up there, up there. And if we continue this pattern all the way around, we'd have air flicking in kind of these directions all the way down. And below here is your print. And you don't want to generate dirty air in your printing volume. By dirty air, I mean air moving in an undesirable way in your print volume. The only air that should be moving is the air that you're controlling with your part cooling fan under software control. You don't want this kind of accidentally existing air mushing around in your print, especially when you're doing high performance, high temperature materials, particularly sensitive materials. You're going to eliminate cracking and stuff. So this ensures that the airflow is only ever directed upwards and to the right. And this was a really, really fun thing to engineer and build. So I don't know if any of you have seen Notpad's blog, Hydroraptor. He's got an amazing blog, probably one of the best blogs. Taught me almost everything I knew about hot ends in the beginning. So yeah, all credit to him. Now, he built something called a hot wire anemometer, which is basically a small loop of wire that you run current through, and as it gets hot, its resistance goes up, and so you get some kind of stable, steady amount of current going through that you can sense. But if you blow on the wire cools and suddenly more electricity goes through the wire, and you can therefore measure airflow and airflow disturbances, even quite small airflow disturbances, because you've got this tiny thin loop of wire, maybe like 3 millimeters in diameter, with a very low thermal mass. You can measure tiny air disturbances. So you get a printer, and in the middle of the bed, you put this tiny little hot wire anemometer that can sense tiny disturbances in air. And then you go around and you put the head here, you take a reading, you put the head here, you take a reading, and you build up a print, moving the print head like a couple of millimeters at a time, taking a reading. And you build up these things that Notpad calls cool maps. He was doing it to optimize part cooling fans to kind of make sure the air was going where he wanted it and that lots of air was coming out. We were doing it for the opposite. We wanted to try and engineer with the part cooling fan off. We didn't want any disturbances. So you should really get some pictures of this, but if you take a V6 and you run this test, you see that after the fan's pointing that way, and you can see this huge wash of air on the other side as the kind of dirty air coming out. Huge wash. It's a slight disturbance, but it's enough if you're printing like an ASA part that one side of it will warp up a little bit and crack. We've probably seen that. And the reason why it happens on one side and not the other is this kind of dirty air thing going on. Same deal with aero. You get like a bit of dirty air on either side. Whereas the cool map for Hermes is dead flat. Really, really nice. Completely dead flat. So you can run even quite a powerful fan. You don't need quite a quiet fan. But even with a very powerful fan, you will not disturb the air down in the print volume. So, those, my definition of fire, anyway. Yes, and because it's nice and efficient, with the fins running parallel to the flow of the air, we can get away with a much quieter fan than we did on aero, where the air has like going and turn sideways and smush out through these awfully designed fins, because that's what you have to do when you're machining it. So much quieter fan, and in the future we'll do an mature E-type version. I'll get onto that in a bit. Yeah, so a lot of what makes Hermes actually decent and great to use is the fact that we kind of put a lot of effort into kind of user-centric design. We don't care about using that much. We kind of thought about it a little bit at least, which is a lot more than most extruder manufacturers do, so give us some credit here. So on pretty much every other extruder out there, you have some kind of screw that goes in around here, and that cinches up on your spring, and that changes your idler tension. That's all fine and dandy, but when you kind of bolt your extruder onto something, you then have to like make a hole, or find clearance, or do it the other way around, introducing a whole bunch of constraints that just kind of boring and lame to design around and gives you fewer options. So the kind of thought process was, no matter what you do, the user has to interact with the top of the extruder, because that's where the filament is going in, so they have to put it in. So if we have to leave that face clear, then let's try and put all the user interaction that does happen up on that face. So what we have up here is the idler lever, and then the idler tensioner, which is a fancy bit of trickery. And again, I'm not sure if I have an image of this. Yeah. So we shift the, so there's a normal kind of screw that tightens on the upper arrangement, but in the middle there's a bunch of round cams, and the spring sits in there. It's not modeled in CAD as a spring, but there's a screw that comes down through here, and it screws into the pink part, and when you do it, you can see the screw threads here. When you do up the screw, the pink part gets dragged up, which forces the blue part to the side, and that means that the spring then gets compressed. So that means that you can do up the screw at the top, and the spring will be tension sideways and down. Just a neat little cam mechanism. And so we end up with a system where all of your interaction happens from the top, filament changes, idler tension changes, unlock and relock, unload. All happens from the top. Yeah, and a better picture of what's going on here. So you have this idler tension lever up here, the cams are all housed in this area down here, and you have these wings. Yeah, you have these kind of wings for ground to push. This here is not for Bowden system. Common point of confusion is people think we can just run the extruder in reverse and put a Bowden fitting in here. It's not going to work, or at least not work well, because this side of the filament part is not nearly as constrained as below. The constraint will needs to happen on this side. So in order to make a Bowden system, we have an adapter that screws in where the heat break is. I think I dropped on. That screws in instead of the heat break, and it does the same fancy thing where it screws right up to the hobs and gets all as much constraint as you possibly can. So that screws in there, and it's got your push fit connector on here. There's another push fit connector up here. That is for you to have like a filament guide tube, so like an inlet tube, so you can just neatly route your filament. Also particularly cool and useful if you are using some kind of filament auto-loading device, so like a MMU or something that's firing up, pulling different filaments out and pushing a new one in. You've got this kind of guide tube. HERMES is very, very good at grabbing filaments. You can actually just place that filament in the top and then go back and press extrude and grab it. So it's very, very good at grabbing and directing the filament down through the strand. And this whole mechanism is just really slick. It's all like injection molded down. It feels nice. It's got good haptics. How do I do for this bridge? We're up to half an hour. This is part of a larger trend that you'll probably see at E3D over the coming year, which is that more and more we are capturing data and serializing products and attaching that data, identifying that with the serialized product, and then kind of like Proofment, making that data available to our customers so they can go back and see, like, when was this made, what batch was it from, what were the specs on the motor, what was the inductance on the motor, what was the insulation resistance on the heater. Those are all things that we check already at the moment. Like the calibration of the sensor, we check them already. We have these like test rigs that they get plugged into and go beep, 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 and they store all the information to a database already. What we've just been doing is adding in the software and a barcode scanner so that we can actually tie that QC data to the product that you receive, and then provide a user interface for you to go and get that data and have a look at it if you're interested. I don't know, maybe, but we're doing it anyway. It's really useful for OEMs who it's kind of like putting your money where your mouth is, because you have to have tested and produced all of this data. Maybe it's not actually super useful in a way to our customers, but it shows, and it's our promise to you that all of these things have been checked and done. It gives you confidence in the product, whether if you're building that product for yourself or building it for someone else on printer manufacturing. So yeah, every single HERMES from the factory will have a serial number engraved onto the back of the motor in the form of the QR code. And the other nice thing about HERMES compared to the whole Titan line is that HERMES can be fully pre-assembled for you, whereas Titan had to be like sandwich mounted around stuff. You can fully assemble a HERMES into a complete ready-to-rock package, delivered to hot Titan, assemble the whole thing, like put together with the heat sink paste and all that kind of dramatic nonsense. Finish, so you get a finished product. And as we're doing that, we are already checking, recording, and creating all that data. So we'll just gradually be tying more and more of the test fixtures up to the database with the BP scans, and gradually you'll get more and more data about products that go through, and you can automate work and look at production systems and add the ability to tie them to a serial number. I think I've reached the end of my slides, which means it's time for any questions. Yeah. Two. Sorry, I gave you like no warning there. I was just like, I don't have any questions. Sorry, I can't hear you.
The data that you're collecting is there's something together. For example, like what Lesbot did with their extruders. So when somebody receives it, they go, well, you guys tested with our material. It was this. Starting at like a really close.
Sorry, I'm still trying. My ears are actually quite bad.
One of the parts of data, you guys are collecting would be a 6 per millimeter, specific for that extruder.
No, because steps per millimeter should be the same within some certain tolerance bound for every single extruder. And I know that in the past with many extruders that's not been the case. But I can show you that with HERMES, tolerance and process by which the drive gears are made results in an incredibly consistent steps per millimeter. And steps per millimeter varies due to a whole bunch of reasons, just like the hardness of the material. And so we can get it far more accurate than is useful. In terms of, the steps per millimeter on PLA just is 400 and something, I forget the number. So while we're reporting many things, that's one thing that we can say with some certainty, as long as, because we optically QC the drive hubs, they come in a percentage of batch check, they go on the Kids microscopes where we literally analyze that radius and slot down to about 3 microns accuracy of half a micron resolution. We can observe those gears and check that they truly are of the effective diameter that they are. So I understand your desire, because in the past, steps per millimeter varies wildly, and that's one of the problems that we said at the very start about we're not having any part in that, because that's rubbish. It's just we're gonna go as fast.
Yes. Just question, with it all being sort of self-contained with the drive mechanism right by the heat break and everything, how easy is that to open up and clean should something massive go wrong and you get stuck in the heat break and put stuff on the drive gears?
Maybe I'll do a demo. It's easy, guys. No, seriously, it's fairly simple. So there are 2 screws that hold the front heatsink Hermes onto the body. And the one minor gotcha that you have to remember is you have to undo the heat break kind of one tab in order to allow you to get the parts off. You also have to have the hardware tension set very high, which is all kind of normal stuff, otherwise the spring on the thing goes boing, and you lose it, and then complain to customer service, Dan gets an eye, you know the drill. Okay, and so that's it taken apart. Unlike in, say, Titan, where the filament would actually kind of sew, you know, it goes through the body, then the lid, and the body on itself. I can't even remember, but it meant that if there was filament in the extruder, you couldn't take it apart, which obviously, it's the worst possible system, because you get a jam and then everything's stuck together, you have to break into punch. We decided that maybe wasn't great, so now it's like this, and it's fine. So you can get in there, it's fairly simple, there are no big watches, it's fairly obvious that the parts just get kind of sandwiched in between each other. So that's the whole kind of drive mechanism, that's just the motor by itself. It's kind of neat, I don't have the screws in this thing, but it's so kind of neatly toleranced that when you get it together, you do like the heat break, that just locks everything together, and it's obviously you should put the screws in there. Just show it. It's going to be really fit by the end of this.
I have two questions really quick. One is, you say it's going to be less expensive than a Titan Aero, and the second question is, can you like throw a volcano? Is this going to be fully on the ecosystem?
Yeah. So, I'm going to hold back here. So, I like details, so. Pretty much everything on Hermes has been designed from the ground up for large-scale manufacturing. We've over the lifetime of Hermes, we expect to be selling hundreds of thousands, maybe into the low millions. And so the types of processes that we chose reflect that. So broadly, almost everything is, the majority of the parts are die cast with some post-machining. And so the end caps of the motor are die cast, and the lid bit, the heatsink is all die cast, plus a whole bunch of injection molded parts. Then we have a scant few, but well-chosen parts that are Swiss machined. So the gears and the shafts and the things that the parts are driven from their machine. So we managed to carve a whole bunch of cost out of the unit cost, even though we have very high tooling cost. We save a lot of money on the unit cost, makes sense of high volume energy manufacturing. So this thing will probably be in the region of about $100 thereabouts, plus minus 10%. That price includes a fully functional hot end with heater cartridge and sensor and the motor itself. So whereas before, an extruder may have cost you $100, then you have to add a hot end and you have to add a motor. This is like a complete ready-to-go system. I know you had a second question. I'm going to segue here because I remember it and it's cool. In the future, no timeline on this. Rewind a couple of steps. The motor on Hermes has loads of engineering margin in it, so that any old guy can just, go to a CR10 with a pair of kitchen scissors and cut through the stepper motor cables and, twist them together, put some electrical tape or, just like normal sticky tape around the outside, and hooray, the motor will turn on, extrude, and it won't give you a terrible review on Amazon. So there's like quite a lot of margin in the size of that motor. If we are selling this to experts, you can go for something that's a great deal slimmer, almost half the number of laminations, and play with the inductances and get everything just right. So you cut a whole bunch of weight off of there and go 0.9 instead of 1.8 on the resolution of the full steps. That gives you an even more consistent beat with less sinusoidal variation. I've got a really great set where to go into, and we won't get into Basically, it makes extrusion more consistent. So it'd be like a premium version, and we'll put an Ultra fan on it, and a titanium heat break, and a muzzle axe, and package all of that up together. I have no idea how much it will cost, it will probably be loads. But that's the kind of structure. There'll be the HERMES itself, which is got a lot of margin in it, fairly easy to use, decent low cost, and the cost should come down over time as well as we hit higher volume, optimize our process and manufacturing the gears in particular. So the cost of the standard HERMES will come down, and we'll have the premium version. Second question was oh yeah, the hot side, yeah. Sorry, we didn't run all the way up there. The hot side is the kind of M6 threaded, stainless steel part that we all know and love. So you can put your volcano, your super volcano, your nozzle X, or your, all third-party parts, your Ruby nozzle, etc. They'll all just go on like they always have them. And there's no departure from there. Yeah. No one. Yeah.
What about using this in a heated environment where maybe you can't use the fan?
So essentially this will probably work up. So yeah, we do test these in elevator temperature. So we have an enclosure thing and an enclosure heater and heat it up. The extruder will run in a kind of 40 to 50 degrees C environment, but the MTBF, the reliability of the fan drops off. So once you get to about 45, 50 degrees, the mean time between failures of fans drops below 1,000 hours, which is really quite bad. So the fans basically start to kill themselves above 45. So really, these are good fans with bearings and stuff. I don't know the exact cause of failure. I think the lubricant comes up and then they So if any kind of extruder that is running these kind of consumer PC hardware fans, really your maximum temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, and that limit is not imposed by the thermal design of HERMES or anything like that. You can, it will run in 45, 50 degrees and I'm quite happy and still bring PLA, I think. I'll fact check myself on that. But yeah, the failure mode is that the fan begins to fail with a shorter and shorter lifespan. So will there be a water-cooled version in the future? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm not sure, basically. In terms of priorities, it's get this to market, then it's spin the 3mm version, and then we have a bunch of tidying up engineering that we need to do to there's real press fit tolerances and really cool fun stuff like that, interference levels. If we're all out, you got another yeah. It's okay, I have a question. How did you analyze the failure and the error on the thing again today?
That's a question more stream of consciousness. So we're talking about hot wire and wires. It occurs to me that if we
could you speak into the sorry?
I'm sorry. I thought I'm not assigned to dress mode. Okay. More stream of consciousness. It occurred to me that it would be neat to have a hot wire and wire built into the cold end of the heat break, such that you could evaluate in a closed loop sense the effectiveness of the cooling.
Hot wire anemometer is only useful for measuring the flow of fluids. Because you could take that mist on the cold side. That's something Tony has been doing already.
Again, I was thinking, again, stream of consciousness, hot wire and wires being cool, you could run a channel into your cooler, into
all one unit, I guess. This is what happens when you get old, folks.
All good.
The idea being that you could do just these with a thermistor, but the point is to have a closed loop to evaluate the effectiveness of hot and cool.
Yeah, I think there's an aspect of reliability monitoring and management that can be approached there. So Tony is looking at adding thermistor to the cold side, and that like if things start to go wrong, your fan fails or what have you, then you can do something to stop all things going horribly wrong. I'm not sure whether closed loop control. A lot of people ask me about this quite often. We should closed loop control the cold side of the hot end, and really the absolute temperature of the cold side is probably irrelevant to the function of the hot end as long as it's below the blast transition temperature of the polymer that you're heat diffusion temperature. Below the softening temperature of the polymer that you're printing. As long as below that by some kind of notable margin, a couple of degrees, then everything functions fine in terms of we call it like thermal geometry, and it has to be cold and hot and very quickly hot to cold. It doesn't make, by going colder, the actual notable performance of the hot end doesn't really change. One last really cool thing, so if we, so
you were talking about compatibility with element switching mechanisms like MMU, but the MMU relies on detecting the drive gears that grab hold of the filament. So is there a way of integrating some filament detection sensor into the extruder?
It doesn't have any smarts in it built in at the moment, but that is something that we're looking to approach in a big way alongside the guys at E3D. Did I sit on the mic?
The guys are just got home.
So I'm struggling. Can't hear. And that's right. So there was one last really neat thing that one of our interns came up with, a really smart guy. So we're able to, we have this thing called the rig. We need a better name for that, but it's effectively an extrusion system analysis tool where you insert your extruder and or your hot end, and you have tons of encoders and strain gauges, and you can observe the force and the motion of the filament, and you can pick out errors and things like that. So what we wanted to avoid is a variation or inconsistent extrusion error, which is a drama that many people are probably witness playing out on the internet, where you have a kind of error in the width of your extruding track. We hook up our extruder into this rig and watch the filament move while commanding it to move at constant velocity. You don't actually get a true constant velocity. You get a whole bunch of little piecemeal errors. And so you have this kind of this error signal. You take that and you run it through a Fourier transform, right? And so that's really cool. So and then suddenly you get these peaks come out at different frequencies, and so you can go through. And we had this one big peak, which was causing 80% of the error, and you run that frequency back through the gear train, and it comes out to be exactly on point with the full steps of the motor. So you know that a large majority of the error signal is being generated at that frequency of the motor's poles. And so you see this bump out clear as day on the Fourier transform. It's really, really neat. And there are a bunch of other little peaks over here as well. So that's the motivation behind going to a 0.9 motor, is that your frequency goes up and the error signal size goes down. And having gearing versus not having gearing also crushes that error signal down a whole bunch. And then you see a bunch of other little peaks crop up. And those peaks, you can, again, maths them and run back, and you find that they accord to the frequency at which the gears mesh and things like that. So if you tighten up the AGMA tolerance of your gears, and you get everything together, you can probably reduce that signal even further. But it's a really cool little trick. If you get that error signal and then you Fourier transform it, and then you look for things that match those frequencies, you can very easily trace back errors to that source and then fault find from there. So that was a good shout. I was very impressed with that. It wasn't neat, by the way. It was cool. So yeah, we would still do that. We have this whole test rig with like a Saley logic analyzer and capture like 16 megahertz data on like 10 lines of encoders and strain gauges, and then get all the data, smush it all together, Fourier transform it. It's good fun. If you ever come around to E3D, I'll show you. Alrighty then, all out, going, and go on. Thanks very much, guys. Good fun.